Okay, now I know it's a bit too late to stream. I know it's a bit too late, right? It's been 2 hours. It's been 2 hours. But fucking hell, man, I have to do some reaction. We have to do some reaction, chat. We have to do some reaction. 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 Therefore, today we are going to watch a 20 minutes video. A 20 minutes video. A 20 minutes video. A 20 minutes video. Yeah. So chat, get your pillow, get your food, get your popcorn. We are gonna watch a motherfucking movie for today. We are gonna watch a movie for today, bro. A movie for a Friday night. Hell yeah.
It's been a while, about 6 years since
I need to get, hold on, let me get some banana to eat. Hold on. Holy, 20 minutes. No about today, it seems. Yeah. I didn't know the tier list is gonna be that long. I didn't know that. And you know, normally like I yap for the Friday jabbing for like what 30 minutes max. So you know, I have like 1 hour left to 1 hour or 30 minutes for the gaming. But no, the tier list took like too long. So yeah. We can do like Uwa tomorrow.
this channel uploads, since Earth defeated the Honkai, they worked to rebuild the devastation caused, with many problems still needing to be figured out, like why the moon is turning red. While that's going on, the people of Earth now have the time to look.
Wait, hold
like
on.
Why
Moon turn red is normal, right? Isn't this like a like what, the moon covering the sun or the sun covering the moon, something? I think it's normal, right?
the moon is turning red. While that's going on, the people of Earth now have the time to look outwards to the far expanses of the galaxy, as they didn't need to worry about some force of nature constantly trying to
But
end the
it was a
existence.
fun time.
That first
Okay,
place they
bro.
looked to was Mars. But why Mars?
It's one small step for man.
Dude, this guy animation is so good, bro. He's so good, man.
Now, I've looked through all the lines, and it was never brought up directly why they decided to go to Mars
Oh, really?
specifically. I'd imagine it's something
Wait, hold on. I thought it was like something related to Kiana though, right? Because I know that Kiana saw Senna during her dream or something. I thought that was why we go to Mars though.
to do with how they came into contact with other civilizations that used to exist on other planets in the solar system. So far, the life form they have met has been shown to look and act like humans, for the most part. Whether that's saying something about their origins in relation
Holy
to Earth
Momisa.
remains to be seen. Cause if Stellaris has told me anything about Xenos, is that the ones that look different must be destroyed. But anyways, what
Okay.
these civilizations have in common with
Hold on.
Earth
Is that racism? Hold on. Is that just racism? Wait,
must be destroyed.
hold on.
Stellaris has told me
The one that look different.
anything about Xenos, is that the ones that look different must be destroyed.
Chat. Racism law, bro. Holy shit. Wasn't the moon turning red just Kiana finishing her transformation to finality? Oh, was it really? Okay. It's been too long, bro, since I read the law.
But anyways, what these civilizations have in common with Earth is the
It's the
collective suffering
Honkai.
under the Honkai, which goes by different names depending on each local lingo. So Earth, or rather Shikso, decided to send 2 people to scout out the 4th planet, and lo and behold, they found traces of alien life out there. Sadly, they didn't seem to have survived the
Racism,
embrace.
no.
In the
Democracy.
ruins, they found an alien
Yeah,
terminal,
true.
and you know, as humans, we are naturally curious creatures, so it's our God-given right to poke at anything we don't understand with a stick. For our 2
True.
scouts' case, this action will have many repercussions as told by May. Suddenly that day, Kiana at the moon base just went to sleep and never woke up. They didn't know what
Okay,
the hell
true,
was
yeah.
wrong with her, but during that time she fell asleep, their sensors picked up a signal from Mars. Everything was such a convenient coincidence, they decided to bring that terminal back to the moon base
Hold on.
and
I think Kiana go to sleep and saw one of the mammal keeper, right? Or like mammal stealer or something. That was a fucking story, I guess.
study it in hopes of finding the reason why Kiana is in deep sleep. The hypothesis is that it has to do with the Honkai in Mars term, and this is where the story begins. You see, when the 2 scouts, Collery and Halia, touched it, they got sucked into what
Why did he put the word quality
You see, when
right
the
there?
2 scouts
Why? Sure, buddy. Sure.
Without Scholarly and Helia touched it, they got sucked into what Prometheus described as a massive Mars-sized quantum computer, which put those that went in through the scenarios the Mars civilization faced, and having them attempt to beat it. Though the focus isn't really on them
Fucking playing
fully, as
minigame,
the
bro.
systems seem to have a particular emphasis on the digital life form called the Dream Seeker, who is
Sardine,
like
bro,
a
sardine.
player character you used to be able to choose between the male and the female variant, but then the male one gets nuked.
The fucking mail is so good, man. They nuke your Honkai. They nuke your Honkai.
In law a few chapters
It's so
in, and
fucking
it's
good.
just
It's so
gone
good.
forever.
No mail
Mission
in
Control
Honkai,
back on
bro.
the
No
moon
mail
was
Honkai
aware
at
of
all.
what's happening
So
and
good.
decided to just roll with it and see what happens. At this point, you may wonder, like, we are looking at an alien Elysian Realm-esque tech that pushed you through a trial. So then, what would hypothetically happen if the people that went in were to fail? Turns out, nothing for now. As the conversations
What was that?
suggested
What the fuck?
that they
What was
had
that?
Collery and Helia attempt to beat the scenarios and fail multiple times and got
Oh,
out
shit,
just
for real?
fine. So they just kept sending them in until something
I
happens.
didn't know that.
I don't see how this could
Holy.
possibly go wrong in the slightest. The main strat was to focus on helping Dreamseeker do whatever she needed to do to beat a given scenario, which always seemed to be about the Shadow Calamity. The story then actually begins with the Dreamseeker, a student studying at Oxford University, doing student things, studying, and falling asleep the moment they touch a bed.
Okay,
Randomly,
what?
while she was
You know
sleeping,
what? True. She's me. Okay, she's me.
she enters a dreamlike state where her body just disappears from the plane of existence. In the dream, she meets a goddess who introduces herself as Senadina.
What? Oh, hold on. What are they doing, bro? I hear, well, it's really traveling galaxy. I don't know, man. They are trying to like fix a planet. Apparently, I don't know, man. It's a lot of stuff, bro. Don't ask me. It's been way too long, bro.
She starts off with a lecture about Mars, then proceeded to tell her about how she's the chosen one and suggests forming a covenant with her in order to save Mars or something, while saying the equivalent of "trust me, bro." The most surprising
Trust
part,
me.
Dreamseeker just goes along with it for some reason. She also gets this thing called the Astro Ring
But my mom said, stranger danger. What is this?
for her troubles.
What's the dog
Dreamseeker
doing?
then wakes up, not in her room, but inside a rock with that goddess who doesn't seem to be the one who she just talked to. There they meet the aliens. Keep in mind, it's very possible this was after many of their failed attempts at the scenario, but they wouldn't know that and would treat it as if
Bro.
they touched the
After a billion attempt to fix the universe, all they need is Senadina, and that's it. Incredible.
terminal and got in here for the first time. After some talking, they learned that they are in a random corner in the Sea of Quanta, called the Sea of Data, simulated in this case. Also, there's this
Dude, I swear, why didn't need a new term for like, the thing? Just call it Sea of Quanta, and that's it. Why the fuck call it Sea of Data? They're the same thing, bro.
portal dog that harasses them periodically, so they go chase it around until
No,
Senna
no,
tries throwing her weapon at its portal, as it then explodes from the impact, separating the group. Dreamseeker then wakes up again in God knows where. She sees the dog just being mysterious. Some black mist, along with the monsters it sometimes spawn. She's about to get jumped by them, but then suddenly a bystander came to her aid and beat up all the monsters and just disappears. She then reunites with Senna, and together set out to find where the other two Earthlings went. Along the way, they get jumped again, and the girl who saved Dreamseeker earlier also appears. She didn't seem to have been the same one that saved Dreamseeker earlier, if it was even real to begin with. This iteration
Oh,
of
true,
powers
right? Hold on. What the fuck is that? Hold on. Who is she? Hold on. Who is like this one over here? Because when I play the story, right?
mysterious. Dreamseeker black suddenly a
I have no idea who the fuck this is. Even after like playing the story as well, I have no idea who this is, bro. What the fuck is this? Is this like, it's not sure. It's not sure. Who the fuck is this?
seemed to have been the same one that saved Dreamseeker earlier, if it was even real to begin with.
Okay, my
This
foot is
iteration
hurting now,
of
bro.
our
My foot is hurting
savior
now.
seemed to be quite friendlier and not the combat type, as she tells the duo to just after getting to a safe place and talking a bit, she introduces herself as Song Shui and gave the name of this place.
Wait, Song Chue? That's Song. Wait, Song Chue. Song Chue. Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. What have I been calling her again? Song Che. Oh, it's Song Chue. What's Song Che? Is it Song Chue? I think I keep hearing like people calling her Song Chue. Okay.
Langshu. And also, that dog's name was
I think it Donigwe, right? How do you call it? Donigwe, right?
Duolingo?
Duolingo?
He decides to take them to the part that was the most livable around here while naming out everything they come across.
Good name.
This
Fucking Duolingo.
is the shadows.
Holy shit.
It spawns monsters. This is
The what?
is the shadows. It spawns monsters.
Shadow Yogi. I stopped watching Honkai part. Sorry, after part 1. Yeah, I get it, man. I get it, bro. I get it. Part 2 is very boring. It's like so snoring right now.
Big-ass nail.
Not right now.
The shadows
it's
away.
like it was so snoring.
Fear gathering. You pay fear to get stuff.
Lately it's like being
Those
good
who
though.
controls fear controls the shadows.
Only.
These people are called shoes. At this point, it's no question that
it's
the shadows, as
when
they
she
call
doesn't
it,
act
is just the mask term for Honkai.
Wait, really?
For
That's
some
Songchero,
reason,
really?
The Dream Seeker is quite good at this shadow stuff. It's almost like she had done this many times before. They eventually get to the only good part in town called Amber Street. There, they reunites with the 2 Earthlings, and summarizing what we have been told so far, the group is currently in a Mars bubble universe made to escape the Great Depression. I mean, eruption that happened. In this case, the people could somehow live by integrating Honkai in their daily life, which is quite an achievement, albeit not in a long-term sense, as we would soon see. Right now, the Dream Seeker still wants to find her way back home. The Earthlings then just tag along to find a way to communicate with their mission control.
Dream
Senna
Seeker,
is just
no way
there
home.
for some good times, and
Being
Songchero will just help them get out of this place. They get to the place you could consider the gateway, where they see this thing, which the Dream Seeker recognized as the anchor of the apocalypse in her hometown. For what I'm getting is like the ether anchor of her bubble universe. The revelation is that Oxia, where she...
Part 2 is directionless. Yeah, I know. It's like very confusing. Like chapter 1, clueless. Chapter 2, clueless. Chapter 3, kinda clueless. 4, 5, 6. I get it now, but still, it's like too long and shit, man. I don't know. But yeah, the first, especially the first chapter, fuck, that was so boring. Actually, it's not.
Lives used to be in the same world as Langshu. While that's going on, Senna tried touching the anchor, which seemed to have reacted as it transported everyone to Oxia except Colorin, who was in the back for some reason. Now left behind, she is met by this floating gadget that calls itself
okay, that was funny. Okay, this was very funny
for one of the shoes around here. 1/5, as it calls itself. It sold her the idea of enlisting the help of the shoes who owns it or something, so she can get out of this place. Seeing no better option, she decides to roll with it. Apparently, the shoes seem to have failed.
Dude, do you know how much hype that was for this? Fuck, like there was so much hype for this. And in the end, I don't think it mattered, bro. I don't think it's fucking mattered, man. I think I low-key though, still. This was like they tried to do like Elysia 2.0. You know, Elysian Realm 2.0. It feel exactly like it. Like 7 shoes, important to the laws and stuff. 7/14 film chaser and stuff. I think they tried to do it. But then they tried to make it more spicy, but then I don't know, it was like I think they miss it. I think they missed the shot, man. Really.
Sleep over the years and needed some procedures to wake up properly. Meanwhile at Oxia, it seems there was more than the group that got through the gate. They could somehow still communicate thanks to the floating gadget they found. Basically, it shouldn't be this easy to do that, and there's a high chance it's the shadows.
Hey yo.
Nothing much really happens as it's mostly lore dumping.
Dude, true, man. True. Like throughout all this, it's so fucking boring, bro. Yabbing about nonsense, bro. What the fuck? It's like, oh my god.
The story goes that when the Great Eruption hits and everything is getting eaten by the Sea of Quanta, those who controls the shadows, the shoes, split Langshu and Oxia and made them into their own bubble universe. Langshu was the containment for the shadows, while Oxia gets to be free of it. To keep the shadows here in Langshu, they nail the thing down by infusing their powers into these nails to prevent the shadows from destroying Langshu. The catch is, the shoes will hibernate as time goes on.
Wait, hold on. Was it? I know they did, right? But there's no way though, right? And I'm not. Hold on. So Songchero still alive. Lantern? No, she's off. Gacha is off. The Union is off. No, what was it? I think Union's still alive, right? She's like just in the library. The master is still alive. The ego guy, the edgy guy, is still. I think he's dead. Yeah. Falamna, I think she's sleeping. So I'm not sure about the nail stuff. Honkai summary works best when focusing on 1-2 characters. The rest it's just there on the sidelines. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that in the first few chapters they just try to focus on everyone, and like, dude, like stop, man. It's too much shit. Just focus on like Songshare, bro. Like, come on.
Now to wake them up, you just yank out.
And like, yeah, they're doing it now, which is very good, right? They're focusing on Helia. That's very good. But you could have done that so much better, bro. Like, come on.
those nails that's keeping the shadows away. What
It took
could
you
possibly
like
go
5
wrong?
chapters.
Meanwhile,
to do this.
Dark Lord and the Gadget pulled out the nail belonging to a shoe named Latost, which causes the dog to return to Langshu as it has a special connection to him.
Ayo.
During this window, Collery was able to get to Oxia and reunites with the rest. The plan
Freedom.
is simple. Get that dog. Getting back to Langshu, the
What's the
group
dog
sees
doing?
that the place
What's
looks
the
a
dog
bit
doing?
worse than they have left it. You see,
Who let the dog
Latost
out?
and this dog has a bit of history. Latost, back in the day of the Great Eruption, actually made this sea of shadows with these nails that kept it pinned down to keep the world as is. Now,
Okay.
his dog is going around removing the nails and
It's like
seems to
9
be
months
trying
too
to
late.
take
Yeah,
control
exactly.
of this pool of shadows for itself as a shadow entity. So the group thinks that in order to catch it, they need to jump into the sea of shadows. This wasn't actually the road to the boss fight, as it's a lore dump segment, but after a while, Songshare realizes
Dude, the entire, I think I still remember the entire Litos thing. Oh, dude, there's so much lost shit, man. It's the first chapter, man. Calm the fuck down, bro.
they made a horrible mistake and tells the group to evacuate and get to this particular nail. There, they found a dog and they go beat it up.
Oh yeah.
doing?
Shift into maximum overdrive. Hi-ya!
Once they beat it, they decided to enslave it for the funnies, and now they are left
For the
to
funny.
fix the mess this thing caused. And because of how things have
Dude, that sounds so wrong. Enslave it for the funny. Fuck, that sounds so wrong though. Oh my god, that sounds actually so wrong.
progress, they still would need to wake up all the shoes to fix the mess anyway. So I guess we're back to pulling nails.
Wakey,
The next shoe
time
they are
for
going to
school.
attempt to wake up is Sarah. Apparently, she
Really?
applies her shadow powers by making a
I thought
hive
she- I
mind
thought she
where
already
all is
awake now.
well, and anyone who union with her becomes one with her. The gang get to the place where she
It,
resides.
it made me fall asleep after like 12 hours of workplace commuting. Dude, I get it, bro. I get it, bro. I get it. I absolutely get it.
The library, and before they go in, they set up a TP beacon just in
So-
case, while also leaving the dog
is
outside
that
as a
the
sentry
shoe of
to
union?
repent for its
The
sin.
Super Union?
Moving on, the group then do some
Never
puzzles and hear
see it.
some
What the fuck?
words from
Sayonara,
Sarah for some
never
reason.
see it.
Songshare reassures them to not worry about it. It's not like half of them are going to get sucked into the hive mind and be out of action for a while. Also, there's this shoe hunting them down, and unfortunately, this
Yeah, Lantern. Still alive. Yeah, she's still awake. I thought every shoe was sleeping. What the fuck?
one is kind of a muscle brain that cannot be reasoned with. So
Dude, she's me,
they
bro.
hide
She's
Aaron
my
out of
wife,
there
bro. My
and lay
wife,
low
my
for the time
wife.
being. While discussing their
Dude.
next move, by that I mean law dumps, they came up with a plan. They were going to
Dude, I swear. Again, the Lantern stuff. Why do you have to go around doing puzzle? Why?
the hive mind and convince the ones in there to leave. Luckily, Lantern wasn't posted up waiting for them.
Hey, yo.
Though with their immense dodging skills, they escaped into Sarah's consciousness, where they found the
The fucking,
Earthlings
like,
seem to have been enjoying themselves.
the guy-
And then there's Senna,
the-
who seems to be fine,
the
but
Star Wars
cannot find her
aim.
way out. Somehow she says, "Trust me, bro," and we don't get to see what actually happens after that. But everyone leaves Sarah's consciousness and go fight Lantern in the
Bro,
real
she
world.
woke up by Coralie.
Fortunately, Sarah also wakes and
yeah, might
broke
be
up
true
the
though,
fight.
yeah, might be true.
And for the shoe of Muscle Brain, she shows restraint and leaves them alone for now. At this point, the group
Shoe of Muscle
considers
Brain.
that to fix the mess, they are going to need to wake every single shoe to do what they did back then when they made the world. And there's like a few potential targets they can go
Holy
for.
mommy.
It could be Songshia's master, who's the big dog of the shoes, but then it's like a bit hard to wake him up until the rest has been awakened. So they settled
The
for
final
someone
boss.
easier. Philema. The group knows
No shot, he does that. No way he does that thing,
Up until the
bro.
rest has been awakened,
Wow,
so they
no
settled for someone
way.
easier. Philema.
No
the group knows
fucking
about
way,
this
bro.
shoe and is confident they're going to wake her up without any issues. Same plan. Now that they're in the place, the TP beacon doesn't work because according to Perception, who made it, it's a
Awesome.
free version, so it's naturally shite. The same thing happens as a
Awesome.
few minutes after they enter the place, Lantern is now knocking at the doors again. For some reason, Perception is able
Also,
to
7
leave
shoes
and
or
meet
10
her
shoes.
head-on
What happened to the
because
last
she just
3?
still
No, it's 7 shoe, right? 7? Yeah. What? Hold on. Lord stuff. By G, Lantern, the kid, Sarah, Songche, Philemna, Gadget, Edgy guy. Yeah, 7. What do you mean? There's no 10 though. It's 7 shoes. Why do you get? Why do you get? Why do you get the 10 from?
Back in the floating castle, the group gets a history lesson on Philema as they advance. They get to a boss arena looking area as Lantern catches up, and she spouts something about her investigation, pointing to Songxue being the one behind it all. Seeing no better option, they fight out their disagreement. But alas, nothing ever happens. As
What? What did he say? What did he say? Nothing ever happened, chat. As I always say, nothing ever happened.
Philema appears to break up the fight, and this being the only situation in which Lantern actually listens, she leaves the group alone. Also, it turns out Philema was awake the whole time and all
Yeah,
that
I
history
fucking know it, man. What is
lesson
this?
was just propaganda to improve her image among the group.
Oh my
the
gosh.
group is off to the next target, the creator of Perception, Agita. They got to the CF data for some reason, and they found Agita, who's not
Dead
breathing
body.
and has been that way
Yep.
for quite some time.
Saddam Hussein. My god. Dude, look how fucking thick she is, man. Look at that body. Oh my god.
Perception
Holy.
is also there, just chilling after leading Lantern to this place. Dream Seekers then starts feeling funny again, and then they leave the place
yeah,
in a
feeling
hurry.
funny.
Notice the haze on the sides. This will be very important later. Right now,
Okay.
things are not looking good. These big ball of shadows in the sky are going to kill them all,
Hey, yo.
which isn't this
What is that? Hold on. Ho RMC Hurtada. Oh, that's pretty good, though. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty fucking good, though.
surprising part really, because what they've been doing
I have
is
a-
just making it go faster.
But what? I have a doubts, a class, and an X-Spy. No, I don't think she is. I don't think she is, though. I don't think she is. I don't know. Maybe golden stuff. I don't know. I don't know, though. Might be, but not sure.
Anyway, at least if they wake all the
You can
shoes
ask
up,
the,
they can probably have them fix
Honkai
the
Star
mess
2
before
bro.
it gets any
They're gonna
crazier.
ask it for
the
you.
group decides to retreat back
crazy
to
about that
Oxia
stuff.
for now, but Lantern follows them there. Fortunately,
they
she
love
fell
fighting
for a
X-Spyro.
ruse.
They love
This
doing
gives
that.
the group a head start to prepare for the battle. The battle plan was to abuse the shoes' territories and the powers there to even the odds out. They go to Sarah's library, but she isn't there for some reason, which defeats the whole point. So they head to Philema's place
Fucking
instead.
genius.
Not only did they not find Philema, they walked straight into a trap set by Lantern.
Actual genius.
But once again, nothing ever happens as
True. So true, bro. You should die with that team, farm by the relics, and level up talents. Yeah, true, yeah.
Songxue's master, Baiji, shows up to break up the fight. Also, the arena they're fighting in isn't even real and a construct of his power. He then say, "Trust
What
me,
the
bro,"
fuck?
and sends the group minus Songxue back to Oxia.
Okay. Oh, it's up to 3 now, really? Nothing ever happened. That is so true. The fucking part 2 story. That is so true. Nothing fucking happened. That's so true.
The rest of the gang is quite mad. They send them back without being able to say bye to Songxue and decides to hightail it back to Langshu. There they reunites with her, who reassures them everything is going to be fine. With their flags bearing left and right, the seven
yeah,
shoes
Songxue
prepare to
lost,
solve the
right?
crisis in
Fuck,
Langshu.
okay, you know what?
Senna
Songxue-
seems to not
okay,
be
Songxue
feeling
lost
well
good.
and passes
She's
out.
ve-
The
her
Earthling
loss very
notices
good.
signs of Honkai infection on her and
But,
decides to
I
get
think
her
it
to
might take a bit too
Songxue's
long, though.
master, who diagnosed
Long
her
good,
with
but
astral
take too
ring
long.
overexertion and cures her just as easily. Everything is fine for now as they go to the anchor to perform the ritual. Songxue changes into her new shiny outfit for the occasion and
Hey,
says
yo.
farewell to the group, and they headed their separate ways. The group could tell she's hiding something but respects her decisions and leaves. Meanwhile, Lantern and Duolingo was killing time
Duolingo.
by investigating Ashita's death. But then Lantern's hunch tells her that Perception is kinda sus, so they go meet with it.
Sus Among Us.
Somehow, this led to her going around killing all the shoes for some reason. On their way back to
Hey, yo.
Oxia, the group is intercepted by Perception, who tells them that they are being lied to and shows them a few pictures.
I just did that. I just done that. I just showed that shit, bro.
According to her, Baiji was lying to them. Most of the Shu's are now dead, and Songxue is probably next.
Hey,
Upon
yo.
being dropped this bomb, they rush back to save their friends, thinking Baiji was the bad guy. It also doesn't
Aw.
help that he always talks in abstract riddles, so it's easy to make himself look
Yeah, true. What the fuck? This guy keep talking riddles, man. Speak human language. Talk shred.
mega sus. And according to him, killing
Sus
Songxue
Among
would
Us.
end the shadows, but the rest of the Shu's wasn't his doing. Perception seizes the opportunity and stabs Baiji, ending him. Up to this point,
Hey, yo.
people has been treating Perception like a sentient tool of the Shu who created
Sentient? Sentient? Herschel sentient? Senti?
it and like it's substitute. But now it reveals its true color. It's not a Shu,
Biden?
it's the shadows itself. Like a Herschel. It
Oh
also
my
was the one
God.
who killed the rest of the Shus, by the way. So I'm not sure what that lantern moment was about. If you know, please tell me. Now that the big dog of
No
the
one
Shu
knows,
is
bro, no
dead,
one
that
knows.
floating shadow boy in the sky reaches its zenith and everyone fucking dies. Nothing ever happens as what
True. True.
we have just witnessed, starting from when this thin haze appears, was a dream in dream.
Dude, Dude, fucking hell. Oh my god. Dude, I wanna cry. All of that just to say, yep, that was in my dream. Oh my god.
Seeker's head. By
We need a raise the language option. Okay, that's true, yeah. We need that for every Hoyo game.
she actually leveraged his power to have Dream Seeker
Oh my god,
simulate
chat. Okay. For those that haven't played the story, holding out the story, that shit going on for like a few hours. At least good 3 hours long or some shit. Just to say, yep, all in the dream, it's all in the head, it's all in the head, bro.
their conclusion. And now that Perception out itself as the big bad, they go
Had
capture
to,
it.
nothing
You might have some
happened.
question
It's just a
about
dream,
how this real
simulation,
shadow was able to
iteration.
sit
Yeah,
around
true.
and be Agita's substitute for so long. Well, unbeknownst to the group, it made a deal with Agita, or more like Agita used it, cause she seemed to be somehow aware of the true nature of this world. Back in the day, Baishi tried to contain the shadows in the astral ring that Agita seemed to have brought in from the outside. And if you know anything about what happens when you put a lot of Honkai energy in a single place, a Herschel can be created. When Dreamseeker told Baishi about what she
Okay.
saw, she hid the fact that he did try to take out Songxue in order to stop the shadows, but later brought it up with the rest of the gang anyway. So by taking Perception out of the process, it means that everything could still be on track to happen the same way, except this
Okay.
time there wouldn't be no Perception to derail the process. The gang then sends Dreamseeker to keep Songxue company and have her attempt to talk her out of it. The next scene was actually beautiful,
That's
but
true, yeah,
the
that's true.
Dreamseeker ultimately
That's true. The entire song thing is so shit. It was not shit. It was so good. It was actually so good.
fails. The group then fell for Songxue's rules as she's now at the place already. Fortunately, Baichi could not bring himself to end
Damn.
Songxue. He instead tells her about one last crazy plan. They're going to gather all the shadows and attempt to reshape Perception into a good god.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
After some prep talk of
Oh yeah, for yeah. I-chan and Vita, it just spectated, right? For what though? What the fuck, man?
them gathered
I
at the
hate
place
this.
to start the god-shaping ritual.
I
And for
actually
some
hate
reason,
this.
this thing looks like Songxue. While they wait for the
Let's see,
process
yeah,
to complete,
let's
they
see.
get to a safe spot and discuss their tactics. The dog elects to stay behind for some reason. Perception awaits
dog,
in the
good
new
dog.
body. She then meets Duolingo and attempts
Also next, the fight, the battle. The fight is very good. The fight is very good though. It's actually good.
to sweet talk it into giving up some info on the heroes. This didn't work as she quickly drops the act. The dog plays it cool and
I find it part,
effective,
chapter 1 to
allowing
3 was
Perception
the
to walk a few
straightforward part
meters
of part
before it
2.
jumps her. But
Was it a straightforward part? Is it really? Okay, like recently, right? It's been like the helium. No, I don't know though. Straightforward, was it? Because okay. Now, okay, what do you mean by straightforward though? Because from what I've been seeing, right, it's just we are going around and around in the circle for like no reason at all. Like when you try to play the story, okay, in hindsight, maybe straightforward, but during the time, the story was so fucking confusing. It's just yabbing, Baiji, yabbing shit, Litos stuff. Who cares? and then the whole time thing is a dream. Like what the fuck? It's like if you play during that time, it feels so shit. But in hindsight, yeah, maybe it's shit, right? We go to Mars, do stuff, try to solve the problem. Oh wow, in a dream, surprise, and boom, perception evil, right? Yeah, maybe, but I don't know. Like during the time you played it, it was so bad.
Really, it was quite futile.
Like I think
As
nothing
for the
makes
rest,
sense at
their
all.
battle plan was just to pull off the same thing they did back in the day, attempting
Also, too, why the fuck is why Bashi overdo this? Why did he overdo this, man?
to take control of
It's
the
so
shadows,
annoying.
which you would think would risk them empowering the Herrscher like it did the first time, like they created it that time. But you see, this time, the target is actually a tangible thing you can touch. So in theory, they think they can just beat it up and weaken it enough to just increase the chance of success. They just need to stall long enough for that to happen.
True.
Unfortunately, not all the shoes could participate as they are spent from that maneuver they pulled earlier. This is where the aliens come in. Heading to the battle, the gang came across what's left of the dog, but
No,
it wasn't
my
actually all in
Duolingo.
vain, as the dog's power and somehow Latos from the dead left a convenient
There you
path
go.
for the group to go straight to the boss. They
Just happened. Tell me. Yeah, I love that shit so much, man. Just pull shit out, man. Yeah, he's dead, but he knows this. Therefore, he make a path. It's
thought
so
long enough
goddamn
for
good.
time, but even then it wasn't enough to beat perception. At
Hey,
this
yo.
pivotal moment, Songxue went to the backup plan, the self-destruct plan that would take her with it. At least that's
No.
what people thought. It's been a
Ha.
few days since
Got you.
Songxue went missing, and everyone assumes the worst. Everything is good, the shadows has been banished, both worlds can freely travel as they work to rebuild. The gang go to
However-
visit the arena where they fought in hopes of finding a miracle. And a miracle they get. After all, as Collery
Pig.
points out, it's not exactly news that a Herrscher can come back from the dead. Seeley did it once, and also this man, twice. It's time to turn her
True.
funeral into a party. Hopefully you haven't forgotten all of this was just a simulation. The Dream Seeker has
I love this shit so much, man. I fucking love it so much. Everything we did, it's for nothing, man. Fuck, story is so pig. At least for Elysian Realm, we feel like we do something right. When the Elysian Realm done, it's over, right? It's over. But for this, we end it. Fucking that what we do it over again. Fuck my life, man. So it feels so shit, bro. I mean, we don't jump from timeline to timeline, simulation to simulation. Like one character is alive, who was there before, now everyone's happy. It's fake. That's what the choice with one of we doing the potentials were. Oh yeah, you're right. Oh my god, you're right. Fucking hell. We are doing time travel, are we? Yeah, we are doing time travel. Bro, you just make me remember that whole entire lore again. Fuck. I think my brain is putting those memory in the far back of the head. It was so shit that I don't think I want to remember it again. Fucking hell, man. I hate the
failed
story
this
so much,
countless
dude.
times before winning this one time.
Oh my
What she would do
God.
next now that she just realized she's been in the samsara, that's a story for another time. This review was a gut punch. Like, we have spent so much time with them, like hours
Fucking true. Hours of my life for what? Nothing.
of playtime, only for the story to say, well, actually, none of that was real to begin with, nor really matters at all. I was pissed.
Hold on. What? Hold on.
Well, actually, none of that was real to begin with, nor really
It doesn't matter. But what followed? It looked like it isn't. Probably more for actual emotional damage. Was it that emotional damage? Was it? Because I'm pretty sure, right? We know for sure they don't die. I think we know they didn't die, right? Yeah, the picture of like they die here. Yeah, that's sad, but I think we know for sure that Mars is a simulation before. So unlike for Edison Realm, right? Edison Realm, it's over, right? They're not gonna be alive again. Whereas for the Mars, it's just a continuous simulation. So what they die, yeah, cool, awesome. Now what?
matters at all. I was pissed. Which, looking back at it, kind of lines up with how the Dream Seeker herself reacted to the review, and I guess it's the dev's way of putting us in her shoes. But I digress. Channel update. I said this video was supposed to come out many
And Songcho is in jail is it now, isn't it? Or is it? Where's Songcho and Sardine? Okay, you know what? Okay, sure. Yeah, man, the only thing changed is that Songche in prison and Sardin gone. Yeah, man. All of that just for all of that just for what? Sardin go bye bye and Songche in prison.
a month earlier, but
Dude, I don't even. If you ask me where Songche is now, dude, I don't know, man.
on
I think I just stopped following. Sorry, I know the Helia go evil or something. That's all I know.
my free time disappeared when all the thesis revisions came through. Frankly, I underestimated the subject, and now that I've finished, I will try my best to get back to speed and start posting
The grid look awesome.
again.
Yeah, sure.
So thank you for your patience of sticking
Chad, how thick it's gonna take for this guy to post another video? Dude, I don't know, man. 5 months ago, bro. Has to be a few months, man. Has to be a few months. The story's so convoluted. The story side's so convoluted and so long. Has to take him a few months to do this. Sometimes I feel like a tic-tac-toe black hole game in kindergarten. True. Okay, yeah, that's it for the I guess for the stream then. Dude, I think my foot. You know what? I think the reason why my foot is dying because I keep yabbing at the start of the stream, right? My foot is fine. It hurt, but it's fine. But now it's like in pain, bro. Fuck me. But yeah, maybe I should start yabbing chat. I just stop talking and just like tapping words back in like the 2012 YouTube where they have the notepad open up and just background music. Fuck, that was the time. No, yeah. Again, this guy was good. The quality of this video is very good. That's very fucking good though, right? As usual, this is quite like videos. This guy, he make very good content. But yeah, that's it for the reaction today. It's very good though. Overall, story dog shit. That's it.